The holidays are here, and there's no better time to give yourself the gift of health. Today, we have Dr. Carrie Ann Roeder, a pharmacy manager at Hy-Vee, and Dr. Leah Smith, a pharmacist and medical educator from GSK, to share important information about shingles and why, if you're 50 years or older, you should ask your pharmacist about your risk and about vaccination. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I have a personal story to share with you in a minute. But first, Dr. Smith, I want to get to you. What is shingles, and how is it caused?
Yes, happy to share this with your audience. So very simply, shingles is a condition that's caused by a reactivation of the same exact virus that causes chickenpox. So after you have chickenpox, which is usually in childhood, the virus just lays dormant or silent in your system for many, many years. Then as we age and our immune system starts to decline, it can reactivate many years later as shingles. And this whole process can take several weeks to heal. But what your audience should really know is that this can be really painful. Many people who have shingles, and maybe you can share your experience, but they will describe the pain as sort of like a burning or a stabbing or aching type of sensation. And unfortunately, in about 10 to 18% of people, this pain can go on for years after that initial rash. The most common misconception is that people feel like they're not at risk. And this is despite the fact that an estimated 1 million people in the United States will develop shingles every year. And so that's why we say if you're 50 and over, go ahead and start having those discussions to understand your specific risk. Age is one of the most important risk factors for shingles. But like you said, you can get it younger. Stress could cause it, but age is really one of the most important risk factors.
You know, I will say, doctor, I think mine is because of stress. I have a stressed job, stressed life, lots of stuff going on. But why is that 50 number so important? Why is it the age of 50?
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, it's not a magical number, but I will say that it's just that as you get older, the risk increases. So, for instance, if you reach 85 years of age, 1 in 2 people will likely develop shingles. So. Many people may not be aware that 99% of adults 50 years of age and older already have the virus inside of their bodies that can cause shingles, even though not everyone will go on to develop it. So that's why we say as soon as you hit 50, a lot of things you should do, but no matter how healthy you are or how healthy you may feel, we can't avoid aging. Yeah. And so our immune systems will begin to decline, and that's what can cause that reactivation.
Okay. Dr. Roeder, why is it important for people to proactively, speak to their pharmacist or healthcare provider about their risk for shingles?
This time of year, everyone just wants to focus on spending time with their families and their friends and enjoying the holidays. But you can't forget that some things, illness can really have an effect on those plans. And if we can prevent that illness, why would we not want to take those steps to do so? Vaccination is one of the most powerful tools we have against preventable illness for things like shingles. And so speaking with your local pharmacist, who you hopefully have a relationship with already about those risks, is one of the best things you can do to make sure you're there to celebrate along with your family this holiday season.
Okay, speaking of that, are there any specific questions you should ask your pharmacist about this?
Not necessarily specific questions per se, because everybody is different. The questions that you should ask your pharmacist might be different than the questions that one of your family members or one of your friends should ask. Mm-hmm. The key is to have that open discussion with your local pharmacist who you have that relationship with, so that we can help you assess your individual risk and if it's appropriate for you to receive a vaccination.
I'll tell you, I never thought I would, at my age, get shingles. I didn't know what it was. I was scared. I was in pain. It was Thanksgiving. I mean, talk about just a mountain of problems over that period of time. Yeah. So I'm so glad you're here to help people identify what it is and how they can get treatment. Where can people go for more information about shingles?
Your local retail pharmacist, if you have a Hy-Vee nearby, we are really one of the most accessible healthcare members of your healthcare team. So just stop in. You are not bothering us. It is the favorite part of our day when we get to have time to just really communicate and really help our patients one-on-one. So the best thing you can do is just stop into your pharmacy and discuss that risk for preventable illnesses like shingles with your local pharmacist. You can also go to Hy-Vee's website, www.hy-vee.com. We have information about available immunizations, about shingles in particular. You can even schedule an appointment right online. Another great resource is easyvax.com. It's also a website that will help you locate where you can go to get vaccinations this holiday season.
Dr. Smith, Dr. Roeder, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for what you're doing in helping this community. I wish I had known you a year ago. It would have helped me a lot with it. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And
Thanks so
thanks for all
much.
your knowledge.
Thank you.